So I think we should probably start with just addressing the elephant in the room that we haven't really been doing this in a long time. I don't know. What do you think we should tell him? I'm not telling him we started watching This Is Us. I know it's the truth, but like, what sense does it make saying I got too emotional watching This Is Us with Jack and everything and just been living in my closet for a couple months? I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna hold it tight. I'm gonna hold it tight. Just go ahead and roll that intro. If y'all know how to still remember to roll the intro. Welcome to Netflix Review with your host, B Shaq, aka Damn. And today I'm discussing Chris Rock's newest stand-up on Netflix, Tamborine. Chris Rock is one of the comedians who I think has easily hit the legendary status that when he drops something, it's almost sacrilegious not to see. And he's not one of those comedians who is constantly on stage. It's to a point now where Chris can just kind of live off legacy alone. His previous stand-up was in 2008, and then before that was 2000. I think that was Bigger and Blacker. I forget the last one that was in 2008. But it's crazy that you think of a comedian who is a working comedian that has the ability to sell to HBO, to Netflix, to any major distributor from TV to even movie theaters and go and sell out an arena quickly, and they don't produce stand-up specials as often as they could. I mean, because even for comparison, Kevin Hart drops probably every 3 years, every 4 years. Chris Rock disappeared for 10 years and still is a viable person where you still feel like, yo, as soon as he drops, I gotta see this. Now, the Tamborine special ironically drops on Valentine's Day, and he's discussing, of course, the topics of Trump come up. He also deals with relationships, which is, I feel like, the overall theme, or where even the title name comes from, Tamborine, and how in relationships it's something like a band, and some people are the lead singer, and some people are the people playing the tambourine. So I feel like, ironically, because he's recently divorced and he's going through dating again, going through this aspect of becoming a single parent, and I feel like this is a great timing, and ironically that is dropped on Valentine's Day. What else could you really expect from a comedian the caliber of Chris Rock? It's funny, it's original, it's smart, and I feel like that's one thing that Chris Rock has on other comedians is he's very intelligent. Tamborine was great. It was, I want to say, in his work, I would say this is one of his better works, and it was such a small venue where it didn't seem like you're overpowered by the massiveness of the crowd. It just seemed like just a small auditorium full of probably less than 1,000 people, where you've seen Chris Rock, it's always like these big venues hosting like these huge arenas. I think even with Dave's last stand-up, I forget which one it was because he dropped 2 on Netflix, I enjoyed the one that was a smaller venue because it just seems so much personal. Instead of like a person on stage, it's like this person just having a conversation with people. And I love that feeling opposed to the celebrity comedian who's just, it's a show. And I think that this one was a little bit more toned down. It seemed like he was speaking to the crowd. He was willing to talk about his flaws in relationship, and also, without pointing fingers at his wife, also allude to some of the other problems that he had in his relationship that may have just come with just the time period. And the time period ingrained in the relationship. And I think it was just cathartic for him, and it was also funny for the audience, and I think you'll enjoy it. If you're a fan of Chris Rock, I feel like this is right in your wheelhouse of funny Chris Rock, classic Chris Rock, that weird voice, that hand gestures. I feel like all the things that you love about Chris Rock, if you're a fan of Chris Rock, you'll love this. It's, I will say, some of his best work to date. At least, I would say it's funnier than Bigger and Blacker to me. Because again, I feel like it was just something about the impersonal, like the smaller venue, that made it seem very personal to me. And I feel like I enjoyed it a lot better. So it's just me. What are your thoughts? As always, feel free to comment down below. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. Follow me on all my social media, which is Damn Look at Him across the board. That's Damn Look at Him Twitter, Damn Look at Him IG, Damn Look at Him Snapchat, and my Facebook is Damn Look at Him TV. It's weird that I haven't done this in a while, but yet still it's like riding a bike because I do that all in one take. Gotta pat myself on the back for that one. But as always, be kind to one another and be easy. Peace. Happy Netflixing. Honestly, when it came to this, the whole YouTube thing, it was just a bad time. You know, I just had a lot going on in my life, and I wanted to make sure whenever I did this and decided to do this, I wanted to make sure that I was always giving honest and genuine energy. And I don't want to give out like I'm just going through the motions. And so it just kind of got to a point where I just had to take a step back. And I always want to get back. I always want to be doing this recording again and just kind of put my voice into the zeitgeist. So when I saw this drop, I was like, I immediately got to get on it because, you got to drop stuff quick on YouTube because 3,000 people are going to drop their opinion on this. So I was like, let me go ahead and get my foot back into the game. Hopefully people come back and see I'm back. I'm energetic. Got the same energy. Love me. Please love me. And subscribe. Vocals.